All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Kalshi After Dark. And basically, I just want to set up what I'm going to do in this challenge. Um, Kalshi is a platform with sort of forward contracts. You could call it gambling, call it kind of whatever you want. But at the end of the day, there are live events that are happening, and there's money going one way or the other, and the contract gets resolved. So that's essentially how it works. I'll go through the platform a little bit in terms of like what to do and how you do it, etc. Um, I'm going to right. Okay, so this is the goal. I start with $100. I'm going to put 100 in my account, and I'm going to see if I can double. And if I lose, it's over. So that's what call sheet is. I was playing around with it a little bit already, just to understand how it works. Depositing is pretty easy. If you connect to your bank, there's no fees. Otherwise, there's a 2% fee, just so you know. There's a lot of different things: sports, climate, what's the weather going to be in New York today, Miami, um, literally everything. We're going to do a little bit of everything. But at the end of the day, I do like kind of live betting because it resolves quickly. It's a little bit more fun. So that tends to be on sports. So if I wanted to bet on Chinese basketball, I could either take the Shandong Kirin or the Guangzhou Lung Lions, and this is the money, and it settles, and you can cash out. You can if it's up and you want to take some earnings off, you can do that. If you're down and you want to cut your losses, you can also do that. So it's a really cool platform. It's legal in all 50 states, so it's legit. Unlike I think Polymarket, which might be a little bit gray, and that's how it is. So in my portfolio, so again, just playing around with it a little bit yesterday, I made some bets and I didn't do so well. I got crushed on the Minnesota Dallas game, lost some money there. Kent State Portland basketball game, also lost. Indy, that last minute field goal sunk me, and I took Indy pretty low. And then I took some easier bets, this Washington versus Indiana. So here was my cost, 6-cent fee. I got paid out here. So that's my history. Right now, resting. Right now, I have one position in some Dota, which is a nerdy video game between these two teams. So I bought this at 59% for Bet Boom team to win. They're now at 82. I could see where they are in the game, score, and everything here. So this doesn't, sorry. But typically it does. Like in a football game, it'll tell you, where they are, etc. And the chat, there's all these comments, people talking about it, etc. So that's just the platform. There's a cool leaderboard. There's a daily leaderboard of your money, profits, like, you know, how much has someone made today, in betting on climate. So here it is, 1,300. So you can actually really run up the rankings. So I hope to do that at some point, is get on here in the daily in some of these categories in terms of your volume and predictions. I'm going to take recommendations from the chat, and yeah, that's the goal of this stream, is to just see what I can do. So right now, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait till this game ends right here, so that I know how much is in my account. I'm gonna top it up to 100, and then we're gonna get going tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first official stream. Just wanted to lay it out now. Um, I'm gonna avoid things that have long settlement dates because it's gonna tie up my money. So I'm gonna probably lean more on sports in the beginning. Um, and then I'll move into like other things, sports and climate. Like climate's a good one. Um, so here, like again, let's look at this one here. So I live in doesn't matter where I live. Okay, so let's look at Miami right now. So again, there's different apps. So and it tells you that it's not always the same if you're using Apple, if you're using AccuWeather, etc. But it will go by the National Weather Service's climatology report, which happens at the end, which comes out at the end of the day. Um, so if I'm looking right now, so what's going to be the high in Miami? So if I'm going to just use my Apple app, I'm showing, oops, I'm in Celsius, Fahrenheit. Okay. So if I look at Miami, it's already 71, right? So that makes sense that this sort of 71 to 72 is kind of grayed out. There's no one taking that trade. Same here. So will it go to 73, 74, or even higher? And if I'm judging by the app here, it looks like it's going to peak at 72. Well, which is already passed. I can't bet on that. So 73 to 74 looks like a good one. Let me just see timeline. So yeah, so it'll go till midnight. So if that's pretty good. So I'm gonna do a lot of weather ones. Um, I have a good feeling this is gonna hit here. This 70 cent one. Um, but let's look at another city. And again, these are some interesting ones. But again, like, is something going to happen before 2028? Again, you're tying up your money. Now, it does earn a little bit of interest here. I think it says it's like 3.25. So if your positions are open, so if your account is over $250, and you'll get your 3.25 on open positions. So that's actually pretty good. Um, there's just some really funny ones. Culture is a great one. Things like this. But again, I'm not really gonna bet on these things unless like they're close. So the Oscars are sometime in March, I believe. So I wouldn't really take these until kind of like the night of the Oscars. So that's that. No one really knows what will happen in the world, and I think this just makes it fun. Please play responsibly. Is it gambling? Yeah, in my opinion, it is. But it's no different than gambling on the stock market. I mean, you're making predictions on if something will go up or down, just like you would with a stock, and this is the same thing. So uh, it's debatable. I would put it in the category of gambling for sure, but I would also put stock picking in the category of gambling. Unless you have some sort of major inside information. So that's the stream. And yeah, please drop in the comments if you have suggestions on things you want me to talk about, to bet on. I'd love to make this sort of, engaging and fun. And listen, I think it's extremely unlikely that I could double the money um, at any point, but you never know. I mean, I was betting a couple football games where like I really thought I had it, and then there's some last minute heroics, and I didn't. So you got to really, you got to try, you got to mix things up, and I think you got to have some long shots, and you got to make a lot of safe bets. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. Feel free to, yeah, drop a comment or anything. And that's it. Yeah, I think each stream is going to be about 10, 15 minutes. I'm just going to pop on and make some bets. You can already see my portfolio going up and down. So that's all just based on real time what's happening with this Dota 2 esports game, which I was doing pretty good. Let's see. Let's just see as we. So I bought this contract at 50. I bought it at 29.67. It's now worth 34.67. But you see, here's the issue: the cash out $10. So I would never do that. It's a terrible deal. Why would I cash out and lose all that money now? Um, so sounds like this is good. So if I win, it'll be $49. So it'll be a roughly $20 profit on that contract. And that's it. So I'm going to top it up after, so it's nice and clean, and we're going to get going tomorrow. This is Kalshi After Dark. If you are interested and you find this somehow, please like it, subscribe. I would love to get some feedback, some momentum, and maybe we'll keep this going. Thanks everybody, and have a great day.